My little sister was a child prodigy. She started talking at 6 months and could recite math formulas backward by age 4. The whole family treasured her. As her older sister, I tried to warn my parents, talent alone won't last a lifetime. Hard work is just as important, but they thought I was just jealous of her. Because of my own diligence, teachers and classmates liked me, while my sister did nothing in school and kept getting called in for meetings. Over time, she began to resent me and she eventually ran me over with a car. When I opened my eyes again, I was back in 8th grade. This time, I smiled and praised her. My sister is smarter. Let's listen to her. Maria, what do you think? All of a sudden, I heard my mom's voice. When I opened my eyes, I realized I was still in my middle school uniform. My sister was on the couch shopping on Amazon, and my mom gave me a pleading look. The scene was identical, and I realized I had been reincarnated back to the day before summer vacation in 8th grade. That summer, my mom had signed us up for tutoring classes to get into prestigious high schools, but my sister didn't want to go. She confidently said while browsing Amazon, I only need to look at the textbook once to understand it. There's no problem getting into a good high school. I don't want to go to tutoring. Back then I tried to advise her that hard work was equally important. Apparently, that was when the seeds of resentment were sown. We both got into decent high schools, and she kept saying she did it without tutoring. In high school, when I frequented the office for questions, she pretended to need me for something multiple times. With my nudging, my sister used her talent and a little effort to get into a famous university and studied abroad, eventually becoming a PhD. But her fiancé complained that her education was too high and she was too shrewd, so he broke off the engagement. My sister blamed it all on me and ran me over with her car. My family covered up for her to continue the genius of bloodline, paying someone else to take the fall. She lived free and happy with the family, who totally forgot about me. But fate gave me a second chance. This time, facing my mom's question, I looked at my sister and smiled. She's smarter. Listen to her. This time, I won't remember any sisterly love. I'll watch her fall from grace, unable to rise again. They never thought I would agree. Mom gave me a curious look. Maria, shouldn't your sister go with you? Her eyes were pleading for a different answer. But I shook my head, saying, I don't need anyone with me. Mom looked disappointed. Only now, in a second life, do I know my beloved mom was using me all along. She wanted us in tutoring to make her look good, but she constantly asked me to say things on her behalf, distancing herself. Perhaps from the moment my sister showed her gifts, we were no longer equal in her eyes. Knowing she didn't have to attend in summer, my sister bought more dresses and begged my mom for a national tour. Mom usually listened to Lisa, who persuaded her easily, booking tickets to Hawaii overnight. Before leaving, as usual, my sister dumped her summer homework on me. In the past, she claimed she could solve them all but wanted me to do it twice for revision, and I stupidly believed her. It was just her laziness. This time, I pushed the homework back without hesitation. I'm attending summer school, with work of my own. She was relentless, but I called out, Mom, sister says. Before finishing, Lisa pulled me in and warned, don't you dare tell. I grinned, shoving the work back. You're a genius. This should be easy for you. If I did it, people might think you're bullying me. Since you're considerate of me, I'll consider you too. Lisa stormed off, livid. Her furious face was amusing. I refused to be the scapegoat this time. Lisa and Mom had a blast all summer, while I revisited knowledge from my previous life. Hard work pays off. I placed second in the entrance exam, maintaining second spot after Lisa. Despite having another lifetime, I forgot much from the textbooks over the years. That's okay. I don't believe effort is less valuable than talent. Returning home, the whole family praised Lisa's performance, ignoring my improvement award. Mom proudly introduced Lisa as a genius, with her accolades as her background on social media. Mom joyfully fed Lisa, saying, Lisa, Mom loves you. I ate quietly, ignoring their joyful chatter, focusing on poetry recitals. That's all right, I'll love myself the most. After dinner, Mom took Lisa out for gifts, leaving me to return to my room for study. Last life, I barely passed the cutoff to get into Philly High, but Lisa got into the top class, while I was in the regular. This time, my aim is to not only get in, but loudly join the best class. Time flew by. There was only a month left before exams. I've been studying hard all year, consistently ranking right behind Lisa. Gaining control over knowledge feels truly rewarding. Meanwhile, Lisa slackened, distracted from studying. Without my urging this time, she befriended bad influences outside school. Lisa skipped school, smoked, fought, she did it all. My mom insisted Lisa was social and good-natured, popular among both guys and girls. While praising Lisa, she degraded me non-stop. Look at your sister, smart, full of friends. And you, just a bookworm with a wooden head. Twins, yet you're like a pig. How are you so dumb? In my past life, when faced with this kind of thing, I just cry in secret, blaming myself and thinking it was all my fault, like I embarrassed the whole family. But now, I've been through a lot, even death. This time, I snapped back at her without hesitation. Even if I'm dumb, I'm still your kid. If I'm a pig, then what are you? Mama pig? I added. Instead of yelling at me, why not check out how your beloved daughter did in her practice exam? The door's on the left. Don't let it hit you on your way out. My mom was so pissed off she clutched her chest and rolled her eyes, nearly passing out. She stormed out of my room in a huff. Not long after, I heard shouting from outside. Lisa, how did you score so badly this time? You dropped a whole 100 places in your grade ranking. The arguing in the living room kept going. Meanwhile, I sat in my room looking at my first place report card, almost grinning like an idiot. Sorry, didn't manage my scores this time, just had to put her in her place. But that fire quickly cooled off. When I went downstairs, I saw them back to their cozy mother-daughter routine. Mom was warming up milk for Lisa, holding it up to her mouth, saying, "Sorry, Lisa, I got a little too emotional, but I believe you'll get into a top high school." Lisa sipped the milk reluctantly, pouting. "I told you, I forgot to fill out the answer sheet. I'm in the top 20 of the class without any multiple choice points. Obviously, I'd be first if I did it right. No biggie getting into a top school." My mom bought her story, but I knew it was just Lisa's actual ability showing. I graded the papers. You think I didn't see if the answer sheet was filled out? But I didn't bother exposing her. The higher you climb, the harder the fall. This time, I'm curious how far her talent will take her. I grabbed some cold milk from the fridge, warmed it up, and went back upstairs. Lisa sneered while watching TV. "Maria, just cause you're first this time doesn't mean you're better than me. Don't forget, in the face of sheer talent, all effort is pointless. You think you'll get into a top school? Save your energy." Her taunting didn't faze me a bit. I poked a straw into the milk carton and replied coolly, "Really? Guess we'll see then." Then I got back to my endless cycle of practice tests. I was on my third round. I could recite the answers by heart. Getting into that high school was my mission. Lisa kept watching TV downstairs, turning the volume up high, laughter echoing through the room. This time, I didn't bother urging her to study. I just put on noise-canceling headphones, set an alarm, and got some rest. Learn to let others live their own lives. All will be revealed during the exams in 2 weeks. In the end, slapping someone's face yourself is so much more satisfying. Let's see if you'll still be gloating then. Summer cicadas chirped, shadows of trees danced as the sun scorched the ground. The grand middle school exams wrapped up in the sweltering June heat. The AC broke in the exam room. I walked out with my uniform drenched in sweat. Mom was outside giving Lisa a shoulder massage with a fan on her, totally ignoring me off to the side. "Lisa, were the questions manageable?" Lisa rolled her eyes at her. "Mom, what kind of question is that? Was it manageable?" "Of course, everything was correct. You can relax." My mom beamed. I knew Lisa was the best. Other parents around praised her for raising such a great daughter. Lisa loved soaking up attention. While basking in the limelight, she took a jab at me. "So, sis, how do you do?" The answers for all subjects had already been posted online. During a pause in their conversation, I checked mine. Everything was spot on. I replied to Lisa's taunt, "Guess we'll know when the results are out. Why rush?" My calm demeanor seemed to tick her off. She couldn't lash out in public, so she resorted to mocking. "Hope you didn't bomb it and are just scared to admit it." "Alright, we'll see on results day if you'll stay as cool as today." "Sure, I'm looking forward to it too." Without any homework over summer break, Lisa spent all her time partying since the moment she finished her exams. Once, I saw her bring a guy with bleached hair home. He had big tattoos and a cigarette hanging from his mouth, blowing smoke everywhere. He just glanced at me before heading into Lisa's room. Though we're blood, it's hard not to feel a twinge when seeing her go off the rails like that. But remembering last life, when she heartlessly ran me down with a car, any pity I had went up in smoke. Hard to sway someone destined for doom. Let her walk her own path. Sometimes, you only feel the pain when you get hit yourself. This life, I won't interfere at all. The results came out. Not only did I rank first in my grade, I topped the city as well. City High not only begged to have me, but promised to waive all fees if I'd attend. On results day, the phones at home rang non-stop, media outlets all wanting to interview me. Mom hung up one call, the room silent as a grave. Lisa sat on the couch crying, vases and decorations smashed all over the floor. My mom was troubled. "You said you were confident. How did you even miss the pass line?" Lisa, tears streaming, flared up at the sting. "Just missed it by a point. How was I to know how the grading would go?" I knew those questions, though I didn't double check. I'm sure they were right. Probably forgot to fill out the answer sheet again. Mom always believed her. After Lisa finished, she gave me a doubtful glance. "Could there be a mix-up? You two are twins. You look so alike. Maybe they got it wrong." I just rolled my eyes. Exams are marked by ID, not looks. The graders don't even know who took the test. How could they mix it up? Clearly, Mom couldn't handle her gift gifted daughter doing so poorly. Clinging to denial, she wouldn't accept I could score so high, ignoring my whole year of burning midnight oil. Mom wasn't giving up, insisting on dragging Lisa to the education office. After rechecking the scores and verifying personal details, it confirmed Lisa's true performance. The mother-daughter duo finally gave up, and now they're stressed about finding a school. Meanwhile, I'm doing TV interviews and prepping high school material. The road ahead is long, but I know it'll be smooth sailing. As for Lisa, her talent's running out pretty soon. Her scores aren't bad enough to miss a regular high school, but she just couldn't swallow her pride. She insisted on going to the same high school as me. My mom pulled some strings and paid a hefty sum, about 10 grand, to get her in. But this time, she's only in a regular class. Everyone knew Lisa was there because of money, and rumors swirled. She had always been the center of attention and couldn't handle the negative vibes. She would often rely on her talent to throw sarcastic remarks at others. Eventually, she got isolated by everyone. With no friends at school, she started hanging out with some delinquents. If anyone dared to mention her buy-in, she'd have her new friends intimidate them. Lisa had a way of bullying her peers while keeping a different face for the teachers. She thought no one could touch her, but she was using her smarts in the wrong places. Then, of course, she misjudged a situation. The girl she bullied had a cop for a dad. Lisa was locked up at the station for 2 weeks before being released. The teacher warned us, Lisa wasn't a bona fide student and kept violating school rules. One more mistake, and she'd be expelled. Lisa got a huge mark on her record, losing out on awards, competitions, and special recommendations. It stressed my mom out, but Lisa brushed it off. Mom, even without extras, I'll ace the college entrance exams. I've always been a genius, and this isn't my fault. She kept taunting me first. Shouldn't I defend myself? Even if others doubt me, you're my mom. Don't you believe in me? Lisa said this with tears, and my mom, recalling Lisa's early brilliance, caved. I trust you, Lisa. You spoke at half-a-year-old and aced math at 4. Doctors said you were a genius. Of course, I believe in you. My mom indulged her again. I watched, amused. She probably didn't know Lisa's grades had slipped or about Lisa's ties with those troublemakers. My smirk widened. I guess my good sister hid plenty from mom. Lisa chilled for a while, but still didn't focus on studying. I often saw her sneak boys home when mom was out. She was visibly sliding downhill. Peace shattered when dad's company hit a snag, and they needed a daughter to marry into wealth to fix things. Upon learning the proposed marriage was with a rich kid, Lisa eagerly volunteered. I'm smarter than Maria and can charm people. My sister's just a nerd. I'll win him over. Bearing family's son, I remembered Lisa's fiancé from a previous life. After Lisa returned from studying abroad back then, Lucas immediately broke it off. I'd never forget his smug grin. Lisa's too educated and worldly now. She'll be a hassle. Let's switch the marriage. I like her sister better. She's cute and meek. She won't mind if I play around after we marry. Lucas dumping Lisa fueled her hatred for me. She hit me with her car that very night. Now, Lisa continued cheerfully about her merits for the marriage. My mom finally turned to me. Maria, what do you think? She'd heard whispers about Lucas and worried about her younger daughter marrying him, but forgot I was also her flesh and blood. Before I could answer, Lisa interjected, Mom, why bother asking her? Don't you love me most? Why think of her first? This time, my mom ignored Lisa for the first time. Maria, do you want to marry into the Baring family? Lisa glared at me. Think carefully. I'd already made up my mind. I was only 16, with a bright future and limitless options ahead. Lucas, I wouldn't take him even if he were free. I shook my head. I don't want to. If my sister wants it, let her have it. Lisa happily got engaged to Lucas. They hit it off over summer break and became inseparable. Lucas's gifts of bird's nest and ginseng pleased Mom, erasing prior doubts and making her like him. At least Lisa was engaged, and with Lucas treating her well, I was relieved. Lucas always brought lavish gifts for everyone, even me, but I declined them all. Having lived a life before, I knew his gaze held nothing brotherly. It was predatory. Despite my constant rejections, he finally showed his real self. Sneaking into the bathroom when I was there, he locked the door and grabbed me. Before I could react, he was ready to kiss me, and I hatefully elbowed him in the stomach to break free. Undeterred, he tried pulling my clothes. I sprayed him with water. Get out. Lucas wasn't scared at all. Instead, he was stirred by some deep-seated, shifty thoughts. I can't believe a girl who looks so soft and gentle has such a fiery temper. Alright, I like it. I wonder if you're as wild in bed as your sister, or maybe you're a little different. Dirty words crept into my ears. I grabbed a soap dish and threw it at his face. It hit him right on the nose, and next thing I knew, he was bleeding like crazy, clutching his nose on instinct. Remembering how he touched me earlier, I kicked him straight in the crotch. If you want a beating, just say so. Don't act like an idiot in front of me. The room's soundproofing was terrible. Soon, someone from outside opened the bathroom door. When Lisa walked in, the first thing she saw was both of us soaked, with Lucas holding his nose, trying to wipe away the blood. Lisa hurriedly pulled Lucas away, burning with anger, shouting at me, "Maria, are you insane? He's your brother-in-law. What were you two doing here?" I tossed the water hose on the ground, calmly wrapping a towel around my head as I smirked. "Ha! So you know he's my brother-in-law. Can't control your own man, yet you got the nerve to blame me? Instead of blowing up at me, how about checking out what your fiancé has been up to?" Even if Lisa was clueless, seeing my disheveled state and flustered anger, she should have caught on. But she was crazy in love with Lucas right now, convinced it was all my fault. "Shameless, seducing your brother-in-law, Maria. You're really a born lowlife. Trash." While Lisa was hurling insults, Lucas, out of her sight, smirked at me smugly. "My sister, she's not just clueless anymore, she's got a full-blown crush on her hands, totally unsalvageable. Fool. Wait until Lucas brings home a bunch of side flings, then you'll have a good cry." Lucas was a real slick guy. Spotting Lisa's open-minded, somewhat dim nature, he sweet-talked her into bed with little effort. When Sis found out she was pregnant, it was just after I'd finished my first round of senior high school final exams. I had held the top spot in my grade for a good 2.5 years. But nobody at home knew. They didn't care, and I didn't bother to mention it. Phony family affection earned through fame and achievements? I didn't want any of that. Outside the living room, as my parents were arguing over Lisa's pregnancy, I got a notification that my account had just received a $20,000 scholarship for a competition. At the same time, I got another piece of good news. My class advisor said I got early admission. The crying outside was heaven-sent comedy. Inside I was cracking up. Dad threw down an ashtray. Crying. What good is it now? How old are you to end up pregnant? How am I supposed to face anyone with this? Mom held onto my sister protectively. "Stop hitting her. What's the use now? It won't change a thing." Dad was so mad, he slapped Lisa across the face. "Disgraceful girl. So young yet lacking any dignity. Come on, before the belly gets obvious, off to the hospital with us to get it terminated." Lisa covered her face, retorted, "Why? This is my child. What right do you have to decide its fate? You don't want me to have it, but I insist. With this kid, I can secure my spot as the company matriarch. Why would I give up such a promising future?" What she said wasn't unreasonable. If this kid could get her firmly married to Lucas, it'd benefit Dad's company more than a little. And if this one was a boy, as Lucas' father-in-law, Dad's status would naturally rise. Seeing Dad's expression soften a bit, Mom pleaded on the side. "Don't forget, the doctor said Lisa's a genius, with great genes. Once she has the baby, it'll surely be a prodigy too. In the future, when your grandson becomes successful, it'll also bring you pride as a grandfather. We can't terminate this child. We should take good care of it and make sure it's born healthy. Bob, you better think this over." Dad's eyes darted around. Finally, he let out a sigh, his tone easing. "Does Lucas know?" My sister shook her head. "I haven't told him yet." Upon hearing this, Mom quickly pulled Lisa onto the couch, pacing back and forth in a panic. "Silly girl, call Lucas right now and tell him you're pregnant." "No, wait, don't call him, reach out directly to his mom." Turns out, Mom knew Lucas wasn't reliable either. If Lucas found out Sis was pregnant and told her to terminate it, that's minor. But if he fooled around behind her back while she was pregnant and then dumped her, that's big trouble. But Lucas' mom is different. As Lucas is the only child, she wanted a grandkid more than anyone. Once she was on Lucas' mom's good side, Lucas wouldn't dare go against his mother. Mom had the whole thing calculated pretty well, and sure enough, Lucas' mom approved of this baby. Upon hearing Mom boast about my sis's superb genes and high intellect, something doctors declared since she was small, Lucas' mom took an extra liking to the baby, sending lots of nutritional supplements to help Lisa during her pregnancy. Full of dreams of marrying into the upper class and living a rich life, Lisa couldn't wait to drop out of school and stay home for her pregnancy. Mom went around collecting all sorts of folk remedies to help maintain these so-called excellent genes in the baby, no matter how unscientific they were. One willing to hit, the other willing to bear it. I didn't interfere much. I wasn't going to go through another backstabbing nightmare like in past lives. As Lisa's belly grew day by day, the pregnancy hormones did their work. Her body started losing shape, getting more weight, and pimples sprouted on her face. Her hair didn't have the shine it used to, her skin lost its glow, and she looked 10 years older easily. She kept saying none of it mattered to her as long as she could marry into a wealthy family. But I noticed she'd often get lost in her old photos late at night, back when she was young and glowing. Does she really not care? Not one bit of me believed it. The school threw a coming-of-age ceremony for the seniors. While I was trying on a strapless corset dress, Lisa, sporting her pregnant belly and wearing loose maternity clothes, went off. "Maria, what are you showing off for? It's just a stupid dress. Once I marry Lucas, I can get as many as I want." Wow, she gets triggered so easily these days over a dress. During her pregnancy, Lisa's become sensitive and irritable. When I ignored her, she thought I was provoking her and grabbed some scissors to cut up my dress. I'm gonna teach you a lesson. After I have this baby and get back in shape, I'll look 100 times better than you. So, it's self-esteem issues a cause of her looks, huh? But isn't all this something she willingly chose? I snatched the scissors and slapped her across the face. Lisa, can you stop going crazy everywhere? I'm not in the mood to play your games. You're pregnant, so I'm letting this slide. But next time you lay a hand on me, it won't just be a slap. With scissors in hand, I glared fiercely. Lisa thought I was out for blood and started trembling. You wouldn't dare. You're not scared of me snitching on you for bullying me? I smirked. Go ahead, let's see what's faster, your words or my scissors. Honestly, I just wanted to scare her. Didn't expect Lisa to back off so quickly and skulk into the room. I felt the sharp edge of the scissors. Boring. After securing early admission and not needing to take college entrance exams, I didn't take a break from school. I kept going daily like always. Except, I secretly swapped my textbooks for finance and management ones. Lisa's at home resting. My dad hasn't hustled her to get an abortion, and under my mom's twisted logic, he's even taken extra care of Lisa. Life's too calm now, like the quiet before a storm. It's got me nervous. Every time Lisa messes up, Mom cleans up her mess. Spoiled her rotten from childhood. Based on what I know from 2 lifetimes, something bad is looming. Better safe than sorry. That's what living another life has taught me. My gut says now's a good time to learn more. Sure enough, before long, my sister stirred up a colossal mess, one that not even my mom could fix. And that's when they thought of me. After evening study, my mom suddenly called, saying she wanted to have a family dinner. On a random day? Why is it suddenly necessary? On the phone. Maria, will you be able to come home this Friday? I miss you. Let's have a family dinner. Mom bought some shrimp. She'll cook it for you. With a lively tone on the other end, I felt nothing. I'm allergic to seafood. Got stuff to do at school. Not coming. Always, in both past and present, Lisa's been the center of my mom's attention. Every meal, the drumstick goes into Lisa's bowl, and she always takes Lisa to dinners and gatherings. She doesn't even know what I like to eat. In my past life, I always tried hard to earn a bit more of mom's attention, but even at my death, her concern for me lagged miles behind Lisa. Then, a hurried change of tone. Okay, no shrimp then. How about chicken wings? I responded coldly. Don't like those either. Anything else? If not, I'm hanging up. Before she could answer, I ended the call. A few more calls came in, but I didn't pick up. If they genuinely cared a tad more about me, I might not have seen through them so easily. I stuck my phone in my pocket, feeling nothing as I walked back to the dorm. Living again and not having to seek their superficial affection is quite liberating. Though, I had to go home once. My certificates for deferred enrollment were there, as was the household registration booklet in my parents' room. Asking them to bring it to me was hopeless. They'd probably use it as leverage against me. Before heading home, I detoured to a hardware store, then went home. While gathering my documents in my room, Mom and Lisa suddenly returned. Seeing me at home caught them off guard, their elation barely hidden, almost creepy. Mom tried to link her arm with mine, which I deflected. What's up? If nothing, I'm heading back to school. Lisa clung to me. You can't leave. Gripped tightly, I met Lisa's eyes, her gaze full of timidity yet feigned warmth. Sis, since you're already here, why not have dinner before you leave? Besides, it's dark and not safe for you to be out alone. My stance remained firm. No need, if you're that worried, let me go. I might catch a ride back to school before it gets really dark. From early on, Lisa's looked down on me, convinced she outshines me at everything. She's never called me sis before now. Fishy, the situation reeked of her craftiness. Maria, I'm literally begging, can you not be so ungrateful? Arms crossed, I watched their charade. Really? All you're asking is for me to stay for dinner? Eyebrows raised, I glanced at them. Mom, Lisa, I'm not a kid. Even if you're lying, at least make it believable with some sincerity. Their intentions exposed, embarrassment dawned on my mom's face. She tugged at me with a fake smile and started with the emotional blackmail again. Since Maria's figured it out, let's not beat around the bush. Then she began cussing. I thought Lucas was a good kid, but he cheated on Lisa while she was pregnant. We caught him red-handed. It's all about Lisa, you know how it is. She hesitated for ages, unable to piece together a coherent sentence. I was completely lost. Lisa couldn't take it anymore and laid it all out. Speak up. Or are you just gonna watch me die? Fine, if you won't say it, I will. She arrogantly pointed at me. You're coming with us to the police station. Whatever they ask, just admit it was all you. Got it. Do I look dumb to you? Lisa's put on weight and her loose clothing made her look bulky during her pregnancy. I finally noticed her belly had deflated. I stared at her tummy and chuckled sardonically. Oh, that's how it is. Everything suddenly made sense. Lucas is a player. He cheated after Lisa got unattractive. Her sister caught them in the act. If it were just cheating, Lisa wouldn't be the frantic one. The only thing that could have them all rattled is if Lisa did something big. Something even my mom couldn't fix. There's only one explanation. Lisa, in a panic, might have accidentally hurt the other woman and lost the baby during the chaos. But that's her mess. Why should I take her place? I rolled my eyes and waved dismissively, idiot. As I turned to leave, my mom suddenly knelt down, clinging to my leg, begging, Maria, please save your sister. It wasn't murder on purpose. Who knew a vase could kill someone just like that? Maria, you're Lisa's big sister. Are you really gonna watch her walk into disaster? Do you remember how she always covered for you when you messed up as a kid? She even shared her snacks with you. Please, she's only 18. Jail would ruin her whole life. Turns out it wasn't just about hurting someone. Lisa actually killed someone. My mom was tearfully recounting all these past stories, but they didn't stir any sympathy in me. I kicked her hand away, looking down at her. Mom, think honestly, is that really how it was? If you're not gonna face it, I will tell you. Back then, it was always Lisa who screwed up. She put the blame on me, then sweet-talked you to look good. I was naive before, not as crafty. Growing up, I realized she was manipulating. She only shared snacks she didn't like. You never treated us equally. You favored her, always. I ignored it for family's sake, but what about now? Lisa's 18, so am I. You want me to feel sorry for her. Did you ever feel sorry for me? Nobody buys crocodile tears. I took a deep breath. Mom, get up. No amount of begging will change my mind. Lisa lost her leverage to marry Lucas and added a murder case to her plate. No wonder they kept pushing for me to come home. As I watched this drama unfold, I found it so ridiculous. They really expect me to take the fall? Dream on. I was about to leave when my mom grabbed me again. It's different. You're both different. Lisa's a genius. The doctors always said so. Doctors can't be wrong. Lisa's smarter than you. She has a bright future, unlike you. You're too average. Maria, forgive your mom's selfishness. No mom loves a dull child. Blame yourself for not being smart. She was still making excuses, not willing to swallow her pride. Fine, then I'll break that pride for good. What if I said I got a guaranteed spot in college? Not just any school, but the country's top university, in one of the hottest fields. Mom, now with me versus my convicted sister, what choice are you gonna make? My mom hesitated. For the first time, she wavered between choosing me or my sister. See, it has nothing to do with being average or whatever. She just doesn't like a kid she can't boast about. She didn't know what to do. Letting go of my pants, she bawled to the sky. Oh God, what did I do to deserve this? Mom might not have said it outright, but I'm pretty sure she won't help Lisa anymore. My sister was suddenly expendable. She panicked, clutching my mom's collar, screaming, Mom, I'm Lisa. You can't give up on me. You always said I was your favorite. Mom, I spoke at 6 months old and could recite math formulas by 4. Doctors said I'm a genius, and I can bring glory to the family. Lead-in bullying, out-of-wedlock pregnancy, accidental homicide. Sure, she's brought a lot of glory. My mom looked empty. She pried Lisa's hands off, turning away in pain. Lisa, if you do something wrong, you face the consequences. Even I can't help you this time. With no engagement, her fiancé and school all gone, and now mom not helping, Lisa had no way out. My mom's words broke her. Already irritable since she got pregnant, Lisa snapped, grabbing a knife from the kitchen, coming at me. Bitch, it's all your fault. If I can't live, then you all die with me. Lisa completely lost it. She swung wildly, injuring Mom. As she advanced toward me with the knife, police sirens blared outside. Before coming home, I'd set up a camera from a hardware store just in case. I went live with a stream on sharing admission tips before they got back. Everything they said and did was seen by millions in real time. When Mom revealed Lisa accidentally killed someone and wanted me to take the fall, the viewers had already called the cops. Lisa, there's no escaping this. Lisa got locked up. So much for a genius. Now she'll spend her days behind bars. Heard she's lost her mind inside, acting crazy all the time, not the sharp girl she used to be. My mom got her legs and an arm injured badly, so she can't take care of herself anymore. My dad thought taking care of her was too much trouble, so he divorced her. He also felt embarrassed by my sister and broke off his relationship with her. By the time everything settled down, I was already a year into college. Then my dad secretly tried to patch things up with me, but I just ignored him. He complained that it wasn't like he was playing favorites, and that there was no need for things to be so strained between us. But didn't you see how Mom was favored too? By staying silent and just watching, weren't you harming me in a way too? I never went back to that home. I kept on with my studies, hitting those business books. In my junior year, I got a direct pass to do a master's and PhD combined. After graduation, with all the knowledge and connections I built over the years, I started my own company. On those long nights during high school senior year, studying business, I never imagined I'd get a response like this. The years of effort paid off when my company went public and the stock soared. I didn't need to marry. I was doing just fine on my own. After the celebration party, I lay on my bed counting stars under the open sky ceiling. Looking back on this life, I'm truly grateful to my younger self for not giving up despite being so ordinary. I thought about my sister. She was always told she had amazing talent. I wondered, if she had just studied a bit, would things have turned out differently? But then I shook my head. There's no what if in this world. She's been gone for years now. I heard she took her own life in an asylum. I closed the sky ceiling and turned over, falling asleep peacefully. In the dream, a voice kept whispering in my ear. I knew it was the old me. She told me, "Sweetie, never belittle yourself. Hard work doesn't become worthless before natural talent. Results won't disappoint the nights and days of effort. When one strives to reach the sun, nothing in the world can block her light. Remember, darling, once you decide to shine, nothing will stand in your way. Those who chase the light will eventually shine as bright as the stars."